There are loves that come quietly, like a gentle breeze, bringing with them the promise of unforgettable days. But sometimes, fate has its own plans, and what seemed to be the beginning of a perfect story turns into a sweet and painful memory. This is the story of a deep love marked by meetings and farewells, where hope and longing walk hand in hand. Get ready to dive into a narrative of intense emotions, where each tear and each smile reflect the beauty and melancholy of a love that, despite the distance, was never forgotten. You know, there are stories that time tries to erase. The heart insists on remembering. Mine is one of those. It was a quiet spring afternoon when I met Jack. He had that smile that made the world stop for a few moments, and that's how it all began. I remember it as if it were yesterday. Jack came into my life like a breath of fresh air, bringing with him a hope I didn't even know I needed. He was different from all the men I had ever met. Kind, attentive, and he had a unique way of making even the simplest moments seem special. When he looked at me, it was as if I were the only person in the world that mattered. Oh, and how that made me feel alive. But life has its ironies, doesn't it? Just when I finally realized that I was hopelessly in love with him, fate decided to play a trick on me. Jack received a job offer on the other side of the country. The opportunity of a lifetime, he said. And how could I be selfish and ask him to stay? I couldn't, and I didn't. On the day he left, the sky seemed to cry with me. The goodbye was silent, with held-back tears and forced smiles. We promised to keep in touch, and for a while, we did. But the distance, that cursed distance, was cruel. The calls became rare, the messages sparse, and time gradually erased everything. The days turned into months, and the months into years. Jack became just a distant memory, tucked away in the depths of my heart. But whenever the wind blew in a special way, I could swear I felt his touch, his scent. And for a brief moment, he was there, with me again. The day, when I close my eyes, I can still see Jack's smile. Sometimes I find myself imagining what it would have been like if he had stayed, if the love we felt had withstood time and distance. But life goes on, and I've learned to accept that some stories, no matter how beautiful, aren't meant to last forever. And who knows, in another life, in another spring, our paths may cross again. Until then, I keep the memories of Jack close, like a precious treasure that time can never steal. Hey everyone, I'm curious, what has been the happiest moment of your life so far? That moment that made your heart skip a beat and brought an unforgettable smile to your face. Share your stories with me in the comments. I'd love to hear about everyone's happy moments.